April 14th, 2022. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call. Laura? Gonzalez?
Here.
Hussein?
Here.
Jost?
Here.
Lisa Jack? Here. Pelletier? Here, sorry, Puzo? Here. The new order button. Okay. First up, I'll make a motion to approve the regular board meeting minutes from March 10th, 2022. Second. Thank you. Any questions, corrections, comments? All those in favor of approving the March 10th, 2022 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay. Public comments, agenda items only. We have no one here. Parsons report, I'll just say thank you to everyone who came out to the youth service ribbon cutting this past Sunday. It was a great event, so.
I was pretty happy with the way that it
Yeah.
turned out. It was nice to kind of, to bookend the official end, right? And it was kind of a weird anticlimactic end, so it was nice to have that little period at the end of it.
It
So
was.
I was pleased with the way it turned out.
Yeah. That's great. All right, so let's move on to committee reports. So we'll go right into finance.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial statements for March 2022. The general ledger, are there any questions?
I know what Midwest tape is now. I just thought you guys use a lot of scotch tape and masking tape in this office.
That's how we kept everything taped together, Mom.
Yeah. I saw it
That's what
initially,
held
I'm like,
together.
"Man, they use a lot of tape in the library."
Together.
It's all stayed together.
They all stay together.
We're still with Fifth Third.
Yeah. For right now.
No questions on that? The income statement?
I probably should know this, but what is automation on an income statement that looks like this came down?
What is it?
6090.
That's like all the computer stuff, all the IT stuff?
Okay, so we don't call it what the IT company name is, just automation.
Well, that's because we do more than just OSG for automation.
Oh, okay.
So we have a contract with OSG to manage our network and that kind of thing and our computers, but other things come out of this, like some of our other, like I said, all the computer purchases, if the department wants some tablets, those kinds of things. So all of that stuff comes out of that. So OSG is part of automation, but it's not the only automation
Right,
expense we
right.
have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the check register.
I didn't know they still had EBSCO. Everyone, that's like a long time ago.
Pardon?
EBSCO? I didn't know that was still around.
Yep, they are still around.
Why did that Lincolnwood Public Library, why is it $300?
We paid them for part of a shared cost for a program.
Okay.
So, yep.
Something now.
Yeah.
Lost books
Twice?
somewhere.
There's two checks.
Yeah, there was a couple.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
And that Mango Languages right below that, is that ESL? I was trying to remember.
It's foreign language instruction. ESL is part of that, but it also is,
It's like an app. Okay,
yeah, it's like an app.
I actually just went on it the other
Oh,
day.
that's why
Isn't it
it's
good?
familiar.
Yeah, so you probably, they also advertise because you can buy a regular subscription as a regular person, but they have a library subscription and it covers like online language learning is basically what it is. It's like
Yeah.
Duolingo, and then through the library, you can get it for free. Yeah. Well, obviously, we're. Actually, we don't get it for
Someone's paying for it.
free. You can use it. We are paying for it.
Okay, we can vote on the financial reports for March 2022. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Hussein,
Yes.
Jost,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Pelletier, yes, Puzo,
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
I did want to point out, I don't know that everyone was in here, so we've also included an updated chart of accounts. Basically, this just lists all the accounts that we have fund lines in. So if you look at this as well as your budget, you'll see what all those things mean. But this is just an updated one. So if you have an older one of these, you can get rid of it. So the other thing that I wanted to mention, actually, maybe I'll do that in my director reports. So sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. All right, well, so facilities, well, we did a walkthrough just tonight, outdoor in May. And so that, I know that was on our to-do list, so I feel good that we've gotten one big chunk of it done. Policy, I know we have a couple to review, so we will review that under new business. So staff report, so Pam, go ahead. Yeah.
So does anyone have any questions about my written report before I?
Yes, did you have your meeting with Wintrust yet, or is that coming
Yes,
up?
we had it last week. Time has lost all meaning. Last week sometime.
Okay.
So we're waiting to get, we just got an email from one of the people we met with. So we're waiting to get some documentation from them, a proposal of what they could do. So what they did, we met with Fifth Third as well, and they did this, and Suzanne, please jump in and correct me or add anything. So Suzanne and I both met with Fifth Third a couple times, and we met with Wintrust. Both of them looked at kind of our activity, made some recommendations. Fifth Third unfortunately didn't seem to pay a lot of attention to what we were saying, even though he took copious notes. I remain unimpressed with Fifth Third. I know that we're recording, but we're waiting to get some of the proposals from Wintrust before we either continue to look. There are a lot of, there are a fair number of libraries that carry those accounts with Wintrust. Wintrust has a government and municipal department, and so there is, in theory, some familiarity with, that we're not a for-profit business, that kind of thing. And that was one of the things that was kind of off-putting for, I think, both of us with Fifth Third, is that there didn't seem to be a great understanding of our business, like what we were doing. I mean, it was like the suggestions that they were making to us, that Fifth Third was making to us, that, almost like they assumed we were getting like lots of money in and that kind of thing. Like people were writing tons of checks to us, and I'm like, we're not a for-profit business. We don't get that many checks.
Because at FB Financial, there were a lot of good people.
They were. I will. I think I told the board this. Maybe not everyone, but every person we worked with at MB Financial that stayed on with Fifth Third is now gone. Yeah. So, and we did make our unhappiness known with them. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what Wintrust's proposal is like, and if we think that's a better option. There were a few things that we really liked. Like I said, just off the bat, they seem to have a greater understanding of kind of government accounting and government, dealing with government, and just the fact that they have their, department that deals with that. So, and I do know several libraries that have accounts with them. So we'll see what happens, and obviously we would make that recommendation to the board before we change anything, because there's lots of little things involved with that in terms of, transitioning over to a new bank and stuff, so we'll see. So we did meet with them.
Thanks for the update.
Any-
Also, your update on your goals. Thanks.
Oh, no problem, yes.
I did appreciate that. That was my other question was, and I could be jumping the gun too, you may be planning to address this, but any update on a strategic plan or your kind of thoughts about that?
Not yet, and that kind of it's kind of a good segue into what I want to talk about. So we are moving forward with the facilities assessment. That'll be about $7,000, which is really reasonable for that. So, and it's fine. And we're in a really strong financial place right now. My concern, as I'm sure you're aware, there is probably going to be significant delays of the tax bills, the second installment of the tax bills going out. Great maybe if you're a property owner, not so great if you're an organization that relies on taxes to fund the running of your institution. So to hire, so we are, right now we're in a really strong position. I've already warned the department managers that we may get later in the year and they may have to stop buying things. I hope that's not the case. We have a fairly robust operating reserves, as you can see, because we've got $2.5 million in the bank right now. We also have $400,000 in PMA. I believe.
One's due in October.
Pardon?
One's, I think, due in October.
I think that's the last CD that comes, that matures.
Right.
I have not reinvested those, and I'm not going to now because I want to wait to see if, for some reason, we do need to access that money. I want it to be readily available. If it's in a CD, it'll be harder for us to get out of that. There's been a lot of discussion at the municipal level, like, our library's going to have to take out loans, or we're going to have to do certain things to cover any shortfalls. I quite frankly don't know that we could even get a loan at this point, since we have the outstanding loan for the construction loan. I don't think we're going to need it. So to get back to the strategic plan, it probably will cost us about $25,000 to hire someone to do a strategic plan. I would like to wait another month or two before making any decisions about doing that this year, till I know for sure that we're not going to have to be scrambling and saying, oh, sorry, after August 1st, no more books, because we're out of funds. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be looking at the budget and really trying to do some projections throughout the rest of the year to see where we're at in terms of making sure we get to the end of the year. Not even to the end of the year, partially to the end of the year if the tax bills can go out before the end of 2022. There has been some talk that they may not go out until 2023, which will screw up everything, I know, not only us. So there's just a lot of uncertainty. So I want to make sure that we're in a better financial place before I start pursuing that. My plan had always been to do it this year sometime, so I was thinking the second half of the year. So I would like, fingers crossed, this will do that. So that's where we're at right now with that.
And I think that makes sense. I knew that was on the to-do list for this year, so.
Yeah, I think that, one of the things we can talk about is, we don't have to hire someone to do the strategic plan. We could do it internally if we wanted. I think we can get a little bit better response. I mean, there's people that do only this, right? So I think sometimes it can be useful to have outside consultants come in and help us with that. We could always choose, the board could say to me, Pam, we think it's really important that we have this. Let's hold out. We won't hire anyone, and let's have the staff and the board do it. If the board wants to do that, we can do that. There is work involved, obviously, for board members as well as staff, and I'm happy to do that if that's what the board wants. But my intent was always to get some consulting help with that. But I'm reluctant to do that right now, just because I don't know what we're going to look like in another 5 months or so. But I will hopefully have a better idea. I mean, as best I can project out. I hope to have a little bit more detailed report about what I think we're going to end up with in May, so we can make some decisions hopefully. So this has happened before in Cook County, though it's been probably about 10 years or so that it's happened. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So apparently this is happening. I don't know if you guys have read on the news that they changed the software, the system they use to issue the bills and stuff. Yeah, the assessments. And so that's, I guess, where there's lots of finger pointing at this point, is my understanding. But the lowest we've ever gotten when I've been director here was $700,000 in the bank. And I know it sounds like a lot of money, and it's a lot of money if you're, an individual or a family. It's not so much money when every month we're spending about $200,000. So, I want to make sure that we have enough money to continue to operate the library. So that's kind of what's been going through my mind the past couple of weeks. And like I said, I hope to have more information about where I think we'll be throughout the rest of the year by May. So I'll report on that. So that's kind of where I'm at with my thinking with that right now. Any other questions?
It is with personnel, Eric Chin, he resigned.
Mhm.
He was.
No, he was a part-time circulation clerk, and
Oh.
he had just finished, he had just gotten his degree, so he got a job in his
Okay,
field.
so we hired 3 more.
So we hired, when we knew Eric was leaving, at that time, we knew Amanda had been interviewing, and that she was getting a second interview. And then there is some anticipation, Jeff was thinking that there's another person who is looking, because they want full-time work. And then, so we're just trying to be proactive with that.
Okay, so you're not replacing Eric with.
With 3 people? No.
The way
I
I'm
know.
reading this, I'm going, if he's part-time and these people full, okay.
No,
that's-
yeah, so some of it was just in anticipation.
Correct.
Jeff is also getting married soon.
Oh, good.
So he's going to be gone he's doing bachelor stuff next week, but then, is going to be taking some time off around the wedding. And so also trying to anticipate some of those absences. And then one of our circulation clerks is going to be visiting her family in India for 5 weeks this summer. So we're just trying to think down the road to make sure that we've got coverage and that people are trained, because summer, especially now we're doing summer reading again in person, can be a really busy time. So we're just trying to anticipate some of those, make sure that we've got coverage due to those absences in the next few months. Yeah. Anything else?
Any other questions for Pam? Or comments on the staff reports?
And when do you get the results from the 2022 library survey?
I just completed it a couple weeks ago. I think it's open for another few weeks, and then usually they compile. Usually it's sometime in the summer months.
Oh, that's fast.
So, yeah, it used to be something that Laconia did. I'm sure you're talking about Laconia. And a couple years ago, HR Source took that over, so it's a little bit more, that's kind of more in line with everything they do. So, as I mentioned in my report, that's one of the things that I consult frequently when I'm looking at pay ranges, benefits, all of those kinds of things, to make sure that we remain competitive with area libraries.
I really liked Courtney/Jess's story about the couple on the story walk. Did you guys all read that?
Yeah, that was the highlight of the report.
I know. I really loved that, yeah. You never know when you're gonna reach someone and, what you're doing, so,
Even just the odds that they were out there at the same time and met that couple, so
yeah.
that was really special.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so unfinished business, so exterior walkthrough, so that'll be the same kind of thing that we did tonight, so it'll just, instead of meeting at 7, we'll meet at 6. If you think that's enough time to go through everything?
I think so. Let me talk with Ed and see what he thinks and let you know. But I do know in the past our interior walkthroughs have taken longer when there were more problems that we had to identify and discuss with the board. So I would like to keep it under an hour, just because I think it can be, I'd like to keep all my meetings under an hour if I can, just because I don't, it can be, for myself as well, to pay attention for that long. But let's plan on an hour. If for some reason I think that it needs to be more time, I'll discuss with you or whatever.
Yeah.
And
And if the agenda's not looking too long, then we
Right.
run over a little bit like we did tonight,
Yeah.
we should do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
and if the
then-
weather is cooperating.
Yeah, hopefully the weather cooperates, right.
It's nice that Chad got 2 businesses to be sponsored.
We got how many, Suzanne? 4?
Yeah, yep, and then bank plus
3 individuals or
there,
smaller.
yeah.
So we actually got 4. So this was a first year, Chad actually sent out a solicitation letter to get people to donate for summer reading. And so we actually received 4 donations, one from Inland Bank for $500, and then 3 additional donations from small businesses / individuals for an additional $375. So we've gotten a total of $875 donated towards summer reading. So I was really pleased with that. It's the first time we've done this. Hopefully we can just build on that. So it was a great idea by Chad, and he actually followed up the letter and went around and visited the businesses too, so which I think made a huge difference as well. So it's nice because I think that, and Nell will highlight those people in some of our publicity and stuff that we do. So yeah, like I said, hopefully we'll be able to build on that in the future.
Okay, and then I guess there's some corrections to the house.
There was only one. I had the wrong date for Easter. So this is the corrected one. So we'll be closed this Sunday for Easter. I believe in the one that was in the packets when you guys approved this was said April 4th. I think that was from last year. So my apologies, it was completely my mistake. So everything is the same except for the date. The Easter date is the correction.
Should we approve that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'll make a motion to approve the corrected list of holiday closings.
Second.
Yeah.
Hussein?
Yes.
Jost?
Yes.
Masajic?
Yes.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yeah.
Flores?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Thank you.
And, okay, we have to approve your vacation.
Yeah. So for the new board members, I don't know if I think you may have been here before. The auditor likes it if I know when I'm going to each take vacation, if the board officially approves that, just so we can.
I think we approved it.
I think in December,
when I was in St. Martin, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, I will make a motion to approve upcoming director vacation time.
I'll second it. Sorry.
Coming back on a Wednesday?
Coming back on a Tuesday. Yeah, but I'll be back in the library on Wednesday, yeah. Yeah, we have our staff in service on the 29th, so I had to come back. I was telling my friends, I'm like, I kind of need to be there.
Yeah.
They're like, can't you like delegate that? I'm like, not for that.
And this is a California trip.
Yeah, I'm going to Palm Springs, yeah.
Okay, we'll vote on that. Jost?
Yes.
Masajic?
Yes.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Hussein?
Yes.
Don't check your phone all the time. All
I
right?
won't, but I'll be, yeah. There's a few things I'm going to have to do, but yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, so policy committee, whoever would like to speak on the policies reviewed.
We had 3 policies, collection development policy and the donation and reporting of public meetings. So I know the donation policy, we took a lot out, so I'm sure you guys got to review. Does anyone have any questions about policies? Anything they want to add or?
Oh, I did have one. This is a
Yeah.
good question. For the collection development policy, under guidelines number 1, that criteria section, why does that last little dot have a line in it? Other considerations
The
maybe
bullet
applicable?
point has a crossed out.
Oh,
Because
just
they're
because
crossed out.
yeah.
It's a formatting.
Yeah, I'll correct that
I was like, is
before
that a
I.
special one? What does that mean?
If you highlight something in red, it'll turn that red.
Yeah, so I will,
It
Got
just
it.
reflects.
I'll make sure I correct that before I send that. Yeah, that should be just a regular bullet point.
Nothing tricky, got it.
I didn't even see that. Good eyes.
The donation policy looks a lot better.
Everything's taken out of it.
Yeah, I mean, we went back and forth, and I talked to the managers, and, eventually, we probably would like to accept donations again, but because we're not right now, and we really don't know when we would be, it makes sense to update the policy with our current, with the current procedures and stuff. So that's why all of that stuff is taken out.
Anything else? Okay, I would like to make a motion to approve the following policies: the collection development policy, the donation policy, and the recording of public meetings.
I'll
second.
Thank you.
I will second it.
Double second.
Covered in second. I'll triple second. Just for old time's sake.
Yes.
Lisa Beck,
Yes.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo,
Yes.
Flores,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Hussein,
Yes.
Jost.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
And there's a second.
Communication, don't think there was anything
Not,
additional. There was a very nice comment that I Karina highlighted. Under stats. I
Yeah.
do just want to remind everyone about the statement of economic interest that is due very soon. You do have to pay a fine if you don't.
it's true, I hate it.
So question, no, so it's been on my mind, but were we supposed to get something in the mail or
Look in
It
your
should
You
be
email.
should have
Yeah.
gotten something in your email,
It's in the
and
email.
sometimes it goes into your junk
in the
mail.
library? board?
Trustee,
Yes.
trustee email, yeah, and there is a file ID that'll be on the email that you have to input. And then, and the way the questions are worded, and they changed a couple this year, they really make you second guess everything, you're like, I don't know, but then,
And then you have to print out these terms so that you know you're answering correctly.
Yeah.
And they say have your taxes at your
most
disposal.
I shouldn't say, most people put NA, are not applicable, you know.
Yeah.
So, but the questions they make you feel like you're doing everything wrong.
Particularly this
Oh,
year,
that's
they
like the-
changed it. So I would say, I did send
Yes.
to you guys some other explanation as well, which hopefully will help. But if you can't find it, Mark, let me know.
Yeah, I'm locked out of my account.
Okay.
Did that happen to somebody else? I thought I saw somebody
Yeah.
say,
It
Yeah.
happened to me.
is there a reason that we got locked? Or
I had a
am I the
new
only
phone,
ones?
and it just wouldn't let me go with,
No, it shouldn't lock you out at all if you're entering the right
I had the wrong password, so.
password. So I can get your account unlocked. It'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not,
Okay.
it's, my password's not working. so-
And I think I filed, but I'm still getting reminders.
Well,
Thank
you know,
you
the
for the
interesting thing
reminder.
too is that after I sent that email to you guys, the site wasn't working.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
So I will have them reset your password, Mark,
Thank you.
tomorrow, and then I'll let you
It's
know
like-
that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not paying for it.
No, it's like $15.
Okay,
It's
no, no,
like
$15.
that.
But
But
I don't
you don't
plan on
have to
paying
pay
that
it,
again.
yeah.
It's just annoying when you know you're
Yeah.
supposed to do it, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Two reminders.
Uh-huh.
So I will get your account unlocked, and then once they do that, check, if you don't see it in your regular mailbox, check in your junk mail, because for a lot of people, it ends up in their junk mailbox. 'Cause-
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. And there's a lot more, emails from Cook County this year.
I'm not getting any more reminders.
No, I have a submission. I have my,
Check your junk.
look, confirmation for submission, and I
She's getting reminders.
still
even
get
though
a
she did it.
reminder.
That's interesting.
I hope they got what you submitted.
You should have gotten,
You
you
should
should
get
have
an email
gotten
with your
confirmation
answers.
that
I
you
did.
submitted. Okay, then,
I did get
yeah.
the
Then
confirmation.
I would say, then don't worry about it.
Okay.
If
It
you,
just-
as long as you've got that confirmation.
It
if
just
anyone
makes
can
you
say.
feel like you're in trouble reading it.
It does, it does.
Especially when it's
I
your
don't know.
official body.
Yeah, I
It
don't know,
does.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other reminder is Pam did send, she sent this on Monday. There is an annual trustee training coming up in May. I think it's Saturday, May 21st.
Yeah, that would be a drive because it's an all-set marionette, but we're members of this Atlas group. So this should be a very good training if anyone does want to go to it. I just wanted to make the trustees aware that that is out there and available if that's something that someone wants to do. I may end up going to it anyway because there will be a section on director evaluation. So certainly, I'll be happy to share anything that I've learned about that. I mean, I think the board's process that they have now is good, but I mean, it's always good to see other ideas and stuff like that. But like I said, mostly it was just to let the board know that that was an option for additional training if anyone should be interested.
We already had that April 2nd class on director evaluation, so that was.
Was it? I didn't.
Oh, you didn't, yeah, that was.
Was it good?
Very
Okay.
good, yeah.
It might be the same thing. Was it Alex Stott that did that?
It was the ILA trustee workshop.
Right,
so-
but do you remember who spoke?
Oh, so many different people.
I could look,
There
it's-
was a Cindy, Eric, Joe.
Oh, okay, so it's different, okay, yeah, no problem. Like I said, mostly it's just information that these are, trainings that are available,
Yeah.
No one has to.
That was it, those are my reminders. Okay, public comments, non-agenda items, there are still no public here, so, it is 7:47, meeting is adjourned.